Hi everyone. Well, if you saw my most recent video for the hashtag event Think Pink Art, you saw that I had some issues with some magazine images wrinkling when I applied the Collage Podge on top. So I thought I would show you what I found out. I figured out a way to kind of help that a lot. I'm going to use that index card that I showed you that I used up some of that silver paint on. And I'm going to add a little bit of additional paint around the edges, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and coat these magazine images, because I found out that if you coat them first, and this is not something that you would want to do on every single time you collage something, but if it's something important like for an art journal or a card you're going to send away to somebody, I think it's a good idea. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to put a coating on top of them and dry it, and then we'll attach it to this and put another coat on top, and it really does help with the wrinkling. So I'm just going to put a little of this here and dip out of it, I guess. So I guess you can see this is another coffee card. It just happened to be the image that was laying over here in a pile for my collage book, and I decided to go ahead, since it's small, to use it on an index card. So I'm just going to coat these, and you just need a thin layer. I tried this already, by the way. I'll show you in just a second. Let me get this one finished. It's just a really, thin layer. It's not thick and gooey. Well, hopefully that won't stay curled up. It doesn't even want to turn over the right way. The one I did earlier just practicing was, I just took another picture out of a catalog, just showing some colors. And I did this technique, and you can see, we get it with a glare on it, hopefully, and you can see how flat that is. It's just not wrinkly at all. So that was just a little test to, to try it out. So I hope these are going to work the way the picture from the catalog worked out. But I'll definitely use this technique, the next time, especially the next time I'm making something to go in an art journal. I'll give it this little treatment first. All right. Now, I'm going to wipe this up. Okay. The paint. I'm going to add a little bit of this quinacridone magenta just around the edges. I'm going to put that strip across the bottom, so I'm just put a little bit on the sides here, and just to coat it. To cover the white, the white spots. All right. I chose that pink because there was some pink like that in the stripes here on this one. So these seem to be doing pretty good. Yep. Okay. Oops. So this really does help and makes a big difference. Now generally I use a glue stick, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I normally do and use a glue stick to put these pieces on, and then I'll coat the top again with the Collage Podge. Okay. This little strip was just off of an advertisement, so I kept it. Okay. And this is pretty dry, so go ahead and add this. That glue there. Oops. I haven't tried this technique with just Mod Podging it on. I guess we could try that too while we're testing, experimenting. Okay, let's get this here. See, this is going to go over here. Okay. You know, I did this on the girl on that page. I, you know, scraped it down and everything, but it sure did wrinkle up as soon as I put the wet adhesive on. Whew. Okay. Everything's sticking to my fingers. Okay. All right. A little bit here that's not stuck down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and trim this extra off. Okay. And now we'll just coat it again with the Collage Podge. And hope for the best. Oops. It's bubbling up just a little bit on the cup right here. But at least if I try to flatten it down with the brush, I'm not scraping all the color off either, which is another good thing. So let's see if we dry it, if some of those bubbly areas will shrink back down again. So it's the bubbly areas did pretty well shrink back down, and you can see, let me see if I can, you can see when the glare hits it that it's not wrinkly, and everything is pretty much flat on the card. I love that. So that's my quick tip for today, is to if it's for something special, and it's like in my collage book, I probably won't do that extra step. I may on occasion do it, but in general I'll just collage and everything will wrinkle up and do its normal thing. But because that's a lot of collage, that's everything being collaged in, and I just don't know that there would be time to do all that extra step. But for something, you know, that you want to keep, like an art journal page, and like my index cards are actually going in a mini art journal, so I kind of want them to look nice too. So that's my quick tip, and I'm just going to go around outline, you know, some of these things like I typically do. And but before I do that, I may just do that off camera and show you later when I put it in my book. But I wanted to show you one other little quick tip, and that was I glued a piece of a napkin onto this card. And what I was doing the test for was, you know, when you put like Collage Podge or Mod Podge or Matte Medium on the page and then you stick the napkin down, the napkin gets really, really wet. And so if you immediately go over it again with a brush, putting the layer of Mod Podge on top, typically your napkin's going to tear. You saw mine tear in my last video. So what I found out was that if you put the Mod Podge down and pat your napkin down and then dry it, okay, excuse me, it only takes a second to get your heat gun out and dry it. Then you can put the other coat on top and it's perfectly dry, so nothing is going to tear. And that's what I did in this instance. And you can see it's nice and flat. It didn't wrinkle up real bad. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but it's just, you know, really nice and flat and on there, you know, and it didn't tear at all. I mean, there was no way for it to tear really, because it already had that coating of Mod Podge that comes up through the napkin. So it already kind of gets some Mod Podge on the top as it is. So once you dry that on, it gives it like a kind of like a sealed coating, you know, sealing in all of that paper, and then it's no longer soft and wet. And so then when you go over the top again, it's perfect. So you actually get a 2 for today, 2 quick tips in one video. So you guys try those out, and let me know if it works well for you. I mean, like you can look at that and see the difference in that and what my art journal page looked like, you know, the last one. I mean, totally was wrinkled up all over, and this one just it just isn't. It's just not, no wrinkles. Okay, so keep that in mind, and thanks for joining me, and I'll be back again soon for another video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Okay, I forgot to test to see if adding the piece with Mod Podge will still cause it to be less wrinkly. So I wanted to do that real quick. I've already taken this piece of magazine page and I coated it with the Mod Podge already. Okay, so I'm going to attach it now to the page with the Mod Podge, to the test piece, not the page. I'm just going to attach it here, like we do sometimes. And we'll see if that's less wrinkly also. I'm going to make sure I get it covered good. Okay. Now I'm going to dry it up and we'll see what happens. So it looks good. There's a couple little bubbles there where it popped up. So I'm going to press that down just like I did on the card I was making. And as it cools, I think the bubbles will flatten out. And they have. So it looks like you can add with Mod Podge also. These are the little bubbles I was talking about right here. But they're pretty much going away. They're tiny bit. No wrinkling though, like what my page did. Nothing like that. So that's going to work. Just coating it the first time, then you can put it down with whatever. You don't have to use a glue stick. You can use the wet adhesive, and it looks like it's going to behave itself. Let's see if I can get it up close here so you can see. So there you go. No wrinkles. It's pretty flat. Okay, and the coffee card is the same way. Kind of curled, but see if we can get it up here. All right. See? Get it tipped a little bit in the light. There we go. You can see it's not wrinkly. Love it. Okay, yay. All right, guys, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.